Okay, so what is the Jensen ratio? The Jensen ratio is basically measuring the performance of the mutual fund over the performance expected as per the CAPM model. To recall, CAPM model was the capital asset pricing model, and it was basically the return expected in the efficient markets. On the basis of the returns which you are getting in the efficient market, you are determining the cost of the asset. Okay, so capital asset pricing model assumes that the markets are efficient, and just to recall, the equation for CAPM model was RF, which is the risk-free rate of return, the expected return in the market. If you take a E after this, so this is the expected return in the market minus RF into beta. Okay, so the CAPM model also considers the systematic risk in the investment, because it is assumed that we are diversifying our portfolio to the extent that the non-systematic or the unsystematic risk is completely eliminated. This was your risk premium. So instead of the risk-free security, if you are moving to a risky investment, this is the premium you are earning on the investment. So what is alpha doing? Jensen's measure. So Jensen's alpha. This is measuring what is the actual return from the portfolio over the return expected as per CAPM. This is the equation for the Jensen's measure. Now again, the Jensen's measure alpha can be positive, it can be negative, or it can be zero. It will be positive when the return on the portfolio is greater than the return from the CAPM equation. It will be negative in the case the return on the portfolio is lower than the CAPM return, and alpha of the portfolio will be equal to 0 when the return on the portfolio is equal to the CAPM return. Okay, so this is how you measure the alpha, and again the rule is the same: higher the alpha, better it is. Okay, now if I have to calculate the alpha for the market, just think and tell what will be the alpha for market. What will be the alpha for market? RM. So you are calculating RM minus the CAPM. So just try and put in the values in the CAPM equation for the market. What do you get? Okay, so what is the return as per CAPM equation for the market? Now, if you have a look class, if I put the values, beta for market is 1. This value is 1, which means if I am calculating the CAPM for market, then it is RF plus RM minus RF. RF is cancelling. You are getting the return on market as the CAPM from the CAPM equation, and when I put it in the Jensen alpha, RM gets cancelled. So the alpha for market is always equal to 0. Okay. So since the beta of market is 1, as per the CAPM equation, here you get the value of RM, and hence Jensen's alpha will give you a 0. Also, when you are ranking the portfolios, as I told you, you will be preferring the portfolios, you will be ranking the portfolios in descending order of alpha. This is a risk adjusted measure. Okay, so let us come to a question. So the question is there on your screens. You are given 3 portfolios which need to be evaluated and to be checked whether they have outperformed or underperformed the market index. So I'll solve for one part and then you can solve for the others. Let's start with portfolio P1. So step 1 will be to calculate the CAPM return, the RF plus RM minus RF into beta. So your alpha in the first case is coming to a 0.60. You can now complete the other two parts and give the answers. Any doubt, any question, you can unmute yourself and ask. Put your answers for P2 and P3. P1.2 for P2. So put in the equation RP. बेटा RP आपका 31.2 नहीं है, रिटर्न आपको 30 दिया हुआ है, आपने कैपम रिटर्न 31.2 करा है, तो आपका आंसर -1.2 होगा. Okay, put it in the final equation. Yes. Okay, so you get -1.2 and 0. Absolutely right. So alpha for P2 is -1.2 and alpha for P3 is 0. This was alpha for P1. So which of the three portfolios has outperformed the market? Alpha P1, which is portfolio P1 with a positive alpha, has outperformed the market, underperformed P2. Okay, and P3 is at the market level. Okay, so this is how you calculate the Jensen's alpha. We now move to the next question. So this is a question on all the three measures you have done till now. So you have to calculate the Sharpe ratio, trainers and Jensen's alpha, and you have to rank the portfolios. I'll write the equation for Sharpe and trainers ratio also so that you can solve it easily. Sharpe ratio is start solving. Then rank these portfolios. Okay, you are solving for A. I'll check the answers. 0.7 नहीं है आंसर. एक बार चेक करो पीयूष. कैलकुलेशन it is 0.85. Yes. And also write down the values. You keep putting the answers in the chat box. पीयूष आप चेक करो आपने क्या वैल्यू ली है. ओके, just be careful when you are putting in the values. 0.85. Okay, yes. Similarly, proceed for portfolio B and C. You are also required to calculate for the market. Okay, तो मार्केट का शार्प और ट्रेनर रेशियो भी आपको कैलकुलेट करना है. Okay, so rest of you also solve. We can tally the answers. Yes, it is 0.58 You now check your second value. Yes, 5.8 for B, then 0.8 for C. So this is how you will rank. Please check your calculations carefully. Now similarly solve for Trainer and Jensen. If these values are correct for Trainer, these are the ranks you are getting as per Trainer ratio. Okay, and now you calculate for the Jensen's ratio. The value of alpha you are getting. 0.2 minus 3.8 and 2.2. So rest of you also complete the question. The answers are there on your screens. If there's any doubt, ask. I hope everyone has completed the question. So you have calculated Sharp, Trainer and Jensen's alpha. We have ranked the portfolios and we can clearly see that portfolio A and portfolio C, as per all the measures, have outperformed the market. And if you have a look at the question, अगर absolute return आप देखते तो आपको सेकंड पार्ट में पूछा हुआ है एब्सोल्यूट रिटर्न के हिसाब से बी हैज द हाईएस्ट रिटर्न, so this would have been the ranking. Okay, but when you calculate the relative return or you calculate the risk adjusted return, then you see that the ranking is totally different. In all the three cases, portfolio B has underperformed the market. Okay, that is why a relative measure is way better than an absolute measure of return. Okay, I hope the three measures we have done till now are clear to everyone. Yes, now we move to the fourth measure of portfolio evaluation. Okay, which is the Sortino ratio. So now Sortino ratio, now till now जो भी हमने standard deviation करा है या risk की definition करी है, we measure the risk on both the sides. I told you that risk is the variability in the expected return. Now this variability can be downside also and it can be upside also. That is, you might experience a positive fluctuation from the expected return. आपने 10% expect करा, आपको 15% return मिला. So that is also a risky situation. And when you are expecting 10% and you get only 5% as return, that is also a risky situation as per the measure of standard deviation which we have done till now. Okay. Now Sortino ratio is a variant from the current sharp ratio which we have done, because अभी तक जो हमने evaluation measures करे हैं उनमें हमने sharp ratio में complete risk of security को consider करा है. So Sortino ratio considers only the downside risk of the portfolio or of the investment. So it's not covering the positive or the upside risk, it is covering only the downside risk, and accordingly the equation becomes, the Sortino ratio equation becomes, as you can see here, it is R minus RF or RP minus RF upon standard deviation. But now the standard deviation which we are considering is the standard deviation of negative asset return. Okay, so which makes sense also. The investor is always worried about the negative side of risk and not the positive side. And as you can see, larger the Sortino ratio, lower is the probability of a large loss. We again prefer portfolios with higher Sortino ratios because they reduce the probability of loss in the future. Okay, so let us move ahead. This is an example from the market. If you have a look, you have two funds. One is Reliance Large Cap Fund and second is SBI Blue Chip Fund. What is a blue chip company? Anyone? What do you mean by a blue chip company? Financial markets में हम use करते हैं term, but this firm is a blue chip firm. Or you should invest in blue chip companies. Anyone? Never heard this term? Yes. The top companies reputed to generate profits. Yes. Basically, firms which are the top performers in their respective sectors, they have proven results and In spite of any slowdown in the market also, they are performing well. Top 100 biggest, बेटा सेक्टर वाइज हम देखते हैं जनरली या इकोनॉमी वाइज भी देखेंगे, पर 100 एज सच नंबर फिक्स्ड नहीं होता. Obviously, they are the biggest companies in the economy. Okay, but again, 100 won't be the criteria for deciding a blue chip company. Yes, they'll be top companies. And any slowdown, any upswing in the market, they have proven their reputation over time. Okay, so you see that you have two portfolios here, and when you are comparing the portfolios, then the best measure is to consider the Sharpe and Sortino ratios. Okay. Now आप देखो mean calculate करा है, which is the return on the portfolio, standard deviation, absolute risk जो है, उसके बाद बीटा कैलकुलेट करा हुआ है, which is the systematic risk, and alpha. Okay. Now Sharpe and Sortino ratios under both the measures have also been given. If you have a look, as per the Sharpe ratio, SBI fund is having a lower value, so we prefer Reliance fund. But the Sortino ratio, okay, now the Sortino ratio is again giving you the same result. So which fund will you prefer? You will prefer the Reliance large cap fund. So as per both the measures, you are getting the same investment decision, and you prefer the first investment option over the second investment option. Okay, so these parameters are practically used in the market to evaluate the performance of portfolios or mutual funds. Okay, let's move further. We move to the next ratio, which is the M-square ratio or Modigliani risk adjusted performance measure. Now this measure or ratio is used to adjust the portfolio for the risk. And how are you adjusting the portfolio? You are considering the risk in the market. You're making adjustments in your current portfolio and combining your current investment with risk-free assets, okay, to match the market return. This is how M-square ratio works. Practically कैसे work करती है? Let's have a look. This is the definition. RP is the risk adjusted portfolio. Risk adjusted का मतलब है कुछ वेटेज इसमें मार्केट पोर्टफोलियो की है और कुछ वेटेज इसमें रिस्क फ्री एसेट्स की है. अभी आप वेटेज कैसे डिसाइड करते हो एंड हाउ दिस एडजस्टमेंट इज मेड? You have a question here, and now you can see you are given values for portfolio P and the market, and you have been asked to calculate the M-square measure for portfolio P. So one thing, when you are calculating the M-square measure, first you will calculate the weightage of market portfolio, that is portfolio P, in your adjusted portfolio, and the risk-free asset. तो वेट ऑफ पी कैलकुलेट करने के लिए आप क्या लेते हो? आप लेते हो स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन ऑफ द मार्केट अपॉन स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन ऑफ द पोर्टफोलियो. Okay, so you are taking the given standard deviation of market and the given standard deviation of the portfolio. So when you divide them, so this is in percentage, आप 0.30 लोगे upon 0.42, and you can see this is a weight of 0.30. 0.714. So if the weight of the current portfolio is 0.74, then the weight of risk-free asset will be 1 minus 0.714. So which becomes how much? 6, 6, yes, 2 and 2, 0.226, sorry, 0.296, 6, yeah. 0.286, yes. So your risk-free asset has got a weightage of 0.286, and now you calculate what will be the return on this portfolio. तो आप multiply करोगे, I'll write here. So to calculate the return on the risk adjusted portfolio, star means a risk adjusted portfolio. You multiply the market weightage with the return in the market, which is 0.35, and you multiply the risk free asset जिसका रिटर्न आपको दिया हुआ है 6%. Now you solve this equation, you will get the return on the adjusted portfolio, which here as you can see is coming to 0.267. Okay, and n square now is return on the risk adjusted portfolio minus the market return. So you're getting a negative m square ratio. आपके पास -1.3 आ रहा है. It shows that this is not a good investment as per the m square ratio. Any question in this? Any step which is not clear? You are building a new portfolio. By adjusting the current portfolio, you calculate the return on that portfolio. रिटर्न की इक्वेशन होती है WIRI. तो आपके पास वेट्स हैं इंडिविजुअल सिक्योरिटीज के, जो आपका एक मार्केट पोर्टफोलियो और रिस्क फ्री एसेट, उसको आपने रिस्पेक्टिव रिटर्न से मल्टीप्लाई करके रिस्क एडजस्टेड पोर्टफोलियो का, बेसिकली एडजस्टेड पोर्टफोलियो का रिटर्न कैलकुलेट करा है, which is then compared with the market return, and you get your m square ratio. Okay, I hope this is clear to everyone. We move to the next measure, which is the last measure, known as the information ratio. So what is the information ratio telling you? आपने अभी तक जेनसन्स अल्फा में क्या करा है? दिस इज गिविंग यू द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द कैपम रिटर्न एंड द एक्चुअल रिटर्न on the portfolio, RP minus the CAPM return. Now information ratio is adjusting this return for the error term. Error term क्या है? If there is any tracking error in the portfolio. Tracking error, as I told you, is the difference between the benchmark index and your actual performance of the benchmark index and actual performance. तो अगर कुछ भी एरर है आपकी वैल्यूएशन में, उसको हम कंसिडर कर देते हैं इंफॉर्मेशन रेशियो. तो if you have a look here, so it says that the ratio aims to show excess return relative to benchmark as well as consistency in generating the excess returns. Consistency means that to what extent this is error free. So here we consider the error in measurement also, which makes the equation as Jensen ratio equation is Jensen alpha divided by standard error of non-systematic risk of portfolio. Okay, so this term, the error of non-systematic risk of portfolio, will be given to you in the question, and this is considered when you are calculating the information ratio. Okay, I think we'll stop here. One question on these measures. I'll take the question tomorrow. If there's any doubt till now, please ask.